Some stories from war are about courage, victory, or survival. Others are about things no training manual could prepare you for. This is one such story, a story told by a US Army sergeant stationed overseas who swears that what he saw was not human. Tonight, you'll hear his words, his memories, and his warning. Settle in. This is not an easy story to tell.
I served as a sergeant in the United States Army. Most of my stories are about long patrols, dust, sweat, and the endless routine of waiting. But one night, something happened that I still can't explain. I've carried rifles, I've faced mortar fire, I've buried brothers in arms, and yet nothing has left me as shaken as what I saw in that abandoned village. It started in the fall of 2010, somewhere in the Middle East. I won't name the exact place. If you've been deployed, you know that some areas are just forgotten. Bombed out shells of towns, nothing but broken walls and silence. That night, we were tasked with a routine security sweep through one of those places. No intel on enemy movement, just orders to clear the area and report. It should have been uneventful. It wasn't. We rolled in just before midnight. The village looked like a skeleton picked clean. No lights, no people. Only the wind carrying dust through empty windows. Even the dogs were gone, which is unusual. You always see strays around. I remember thinking the air felt heavy, not like the desert heat, but heavy in a way that pressed on your chest, like walking into a room where something terrible had just happened. We split into 2 fire teams and started clearing house by house. I took point on my side of the street. My boots crunched on glass, on bone-dry earth. Every shadow felt alive. The first strange thing was the radio. Our comms started acting up, crackling, fading in and out. That's not unheard of. But the weird part was, I started hearing whispers through the static. Not words I could understand, but tones, like a woman's voice, too soft to be radio chatter. I called it in. My squad leader told me to stay focused. We pressed on. One house was different. Its walls were still standing, the roof mostly intact. Inside, it smelled of mildew and something else like rot. We found children's toys scattered across the floor, covered in dust, untouched for years. And then we found the writing. On the inside of the wall, in what looked like charcoal or ash, someone had scrawled words in Arabic. Our interpreter paled when he read it. He told us, it said, "Do not answer when she calls." I laughed it off at the time, thought it was local superstition, but the look on his face, I'll never forget it. That's when I heard it. A voice, clear as day, a woman's voice, calling my name. At first, I thought it was comms again, but my radio was silent. Then I thought maybe it was a prank from one of the guys. But the voice came from upstairs, and it wasn't just calling, it was pleading. "Sergeant, please help me." I froze. My squad leader signaled me to check it out, so I did, against every instinct in my body. The stairs creaked as I climbed. My rifle felt too small in my hands. At the top, the hallway was pitch black, but I could see her, a woman, barefoot, dressed in something torn, like a hospital gown. Her hair covered her face. She stood at the end of the hall, motionless, I raised my weapon, shouted for her to show her hands. She didn't move, but the voice, the same one I'd heard, filled the hall, except her lips weren't moving. I took one step forward. The floor beneath me groaned, and then she was gone. Not walked away, not ran, gone, like she had never been there. That's when I felt the temperature drop. I could see my breath fogging in the dark, and behind me, I heard boots on the floorboards. I spun around, rifle up, expecting to see one of my men, but there was nothing, just the sound of breathing. Right over my shoulder, I bolted, ran down those stairs so fast I nearly broke my ankle. When I hit the street, my squad saw my face and knew something was wrong. I didn't even have to explain, because all of them had heard it too. The voice, calling their names. We regrouped outside the village. Everyone was rattled. Tough guys, hardened soldiers, pale as ghosts. The interpreter refused to go back in, said the locals believed the place was cursed. He told us stories of a woman who died there, trapped when the fighting destroyed her home. He said she wanders the ruins, calling for help, luring men to their deaths. I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but I know what I saw, and I know I'll never forget the sound of her voice.
The sergeant left the army years ago. He has never set foot in that country again. But he still wakes at night, certain that if he listens closely, he can hear her calling his name. Some stories from war are about courage. This one is about something else, something that waits in the dark, calling to those who should never answer.